When people talk about Star versus the Forces of Evil, I never hear them talk about Ludo's Season 2 plotline, which is crazy because it's one of the best, if not the best plotlines of the show. From its pacing and build-up to its entertainment quality, subplots and continuity, and its character development, it just is ahead of all the other major plotlines. In this video, I'm going to be discussing why exactly this is. But keep in mind that I'm not saying in any way that Ludo is the best character, but I am saying that Ludo's Season 2 plotline was the best plot. So, without further ado, let us get started. The Ludo in the Wild episode is my favorite of all time. In the episode, he starts off with nothing, and we see him put in the work to survive. We see him failing and persevering, falling and fighting, and by the end, he's mastered a giant freaking spider and an eagle. This is why all the Ludo episodes are so effective. They build off of each other and they tell a story. I think it's really cool that we get to see his whole journey from start to finish. The build-up and pacing is amazing. A lot of major plots that failed that just don't have this quality. Like, for example, the Mina/Moon plotline felt really rushed. Mina goes from a racist to a super mega warrior racist, like, very quickly, and Moon literally does a 180 when she helps Mina destroy literally half of her country's population. There isn't any other plotline that's as good as Ludo's. No one has grown as much as he did. He gathers some allies in the form of Arachnid and Eagle, then wins over the rats and gains more control over his wand at the same time. We see him gathering supplies while he actually strategizes and comes up with a plan, which is something he never used to do properly in Season 1, and he manages to pull this off brilliantly, subverting Star's expectations and going to the magic book of spells rather than the wand. He gains mastery over his powers with Glossaric, and now he's finally set to take over Muni. The only other plotline I can think of that would be as powerful as Ludo's is maybe Tom's, but his wasn't a major plotline the same way Ludo's was. Next, the entertainment factor is amazing. None of the Ludo episodes are filler, yet each of them are so much fun to watch. This is partly because of the awesome pacing, but also they're so well written. And Ludo's used as a punchline in the way that isn't bad, which is difficult to pull off properly, but the show does this really well.
And say, good night, my darling.
You're kidding me. Good night.
My darling.
My darling.
This sets his arc apart from the Meteora/Heinous episodes, which had nothing inherently wrong with them pacing plot-wise, but they weren't as interesting or entertaining to watch. Continuity as a whole is extremely underrated. Best shows are the ones whose plotlines are closely interwoven, and we saw that here, since basically everyone is connected to Ludo's plotline. I like how Star got her development in Season 2 because she was fighting the evil in her wand, and so was Ludo, and later on when he stole the spellbook, we saw her magic abilities develop with the Seeing Eye spell. I also really like how nearly all the characters were directly involved, like Star, which I just mentioned, and Marco in the Battle of Muni, and obviously Toffee. We saw Glossaric and Moon, River, and we even saw minor characters like La Resistance, and even Buffrog. He had a major role to play. All of the characters got more background or development from this, not just Ludo, and it shows how the plotline makes the entire show better. We never really got a clear motive or backstory with Toffee, which I really felt like we were meant to be given in Seasons 3 and 4. But the writers just dropped the ball on that with sloppy writings. What specifically made Toffee hate magic so much? He didn't just wake up one day and decide to start an army, right? We need to know his backstory. What was his transition to inexperienced general to professional mafia monster? How did he get his army in the first place, and how did he lose it? Why aren't they with him anymore? These are important questions that the show never answered, and ones that we really deserved. But They did provide us with Ludo's motives and a backstory. Ludo grew up overshadowed metaphorically and literally by his other siblings. His family shunned him, which gives him an incentive. This guy just wants love and acceptance, and in his own twisted way, he thinks he'll find this in the people as their beloved king. And that was his clear end goal. And it's not like this was given to us right away, and we'd learn more and more as the show went on, which makes it even more brilliant. With Toffee, there are just too many holes that were never filled. Eclipsa's arc is more complicated. Yes, we do discover her personality more as the seasons progress, but we really never saw her develop properly, and at the end of the season, she still isn't fit to rule. There are also major plot holes in her characters. She's supposed to be one of the most powerful magic users, and she was so good, she even invented a spell to defeat raptors, which were literally supposed to be invincible. So what happened with Mina? Like, I feel like she gave up really quickly and she just went along with Star's plan to destroy the magic. And why? I'm going a bit off topic. That sounds like a video for another time. So yeah, Ludo's plotline was the best in the show, since it just hit the mark in every single possible way, which none others did. That's why I like it the most. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.